All right, let's get started. Welcome. It's good to see you all. We have a pretty packed session, so we'll make good use of time for the next 30 minutes. And today's topic, this is the second session that I'm leading. Today's topic is capturing attention. So we'll talk about strategies for getting the attention from the right market at the right time. Just a quick introduction for those of you who I've not met yet. I'm the founder and CEO of Luxury Presence. We are a growth marketing platform serving over 6,000 agents across the US and Canada. And we have generated over 45,000 real estate leads for our clients across many different channels like advertising, social media, and SEO. And we are the preferred website partner for Compass. So we work with a lot of Compass agents and a lot of you on the call here. Some of the key outcomes of this session are going to be that you will learn how to position yourself to generate attention from buyers and sellers in your target market. We'll talk about some tactics for doing that effectively. This is how the top producers we work with win consistently. They constantly create attention and then convert that attention into deals. One quick note is that this is not a lesson on how to get everyone to know you. This is a very focused strategy to drive eyeballs on your brand from the group that matters most, your ideal customers. A little bit about why you should listen to me on this topic. My team and I have been working on this for over 6 years now. We do marketing and we focus on luxury real estate. We've generated over 45,000 leads for our customers over the last few years. I'll give you 3 quick case studies just to give you an example of the type of work we do for customers. First is an Instagram account we grew for a customer by 1,450% over 12 months. This client had a few hundred followers when they started working with us. Now they have over 10,000. The second case study is for a client where we helped with the SEO. We ranked their website for #1 for the search term Manhattan real estate agent. So if you Google right now Manhattan real estate agent, you'll see Noble Black's website will rank #1 or 2. And that's from our work. So we did a lot of content marketing to help them rank that highly. And then the third one here is lead generation. We do a lot of Google and Facebook ads. In this case, we helped the client generate 140 buyer leads at $2.50 with Facebook ads. All right, so let's get into the training and some actual advice on how to capture attention from the right market at the right time. There's a reason why this is of importance, especially now in this market, right? Demand is softening, things have slowed down, and that means it's important for all of you to be able to capture attention to keep deal flow. And attention is the currency of the modern era. Everyone is fighting for mindshare, and that fight is happening mostly online. And setting yourself up for success now, especially in this type of down market, there's a lot of opportunity, will mean that for years to come, you'll have results that prepare your business when the market goes back into an upswing. So now is a good time to focus on improving your marketing overall and setting up some of the systems that we'll be talking about. All right, there are two reasons why this is important. One is capturing attention is the first step to building a system that will help you grow your business. If you don't have a system, that means you can't scale. If it's not predictable, it means there isn't a way to scale your business in a predictable way. So that's reason number one. Reason number two is that generating attention is the first step in what we call the growth flywheel. Here's what that looks like. Very simple. It starts with capturing attention, then you turn that attention into deals, then you delight your clients, and then you build your reputation and your referrals, which allows you to capture more attention. For this session, we are only focused on that first step, capturing attention. Let's do a quick poll. I'd like you to throw a 1 into the chat if you are currently actively tracking how much traffic your website and your social media profiles are generating each month. Okay, I see two ones, one no. We got 46 people on the call, so most of you are not currently actively tracking this. If you're not currently tracking it, I suggest you start. This is really important data to have. If you are tracking it, look at your numbers and see if you are growing over time. Is the traffic that you're getting to your website and the traffic that you're getting to your social profiles growing every month? If the answer is no, or if the numbers are very inconsistent or volatile, that means you have an attention problem. So let's talk about how to change it. There are 3 steps to capturing attention. The first one is to identify your ideal client profile. We use a method called PFDD. We'll talk about that in a second. To do that, the second step is to create your offer. And then the third step is to align your messaging on your digital real estate, meaning your website, your social profiles, your email campaigns, to speak directly to that ideal client profile. So let's talk about step 1, identifying your ideal client profile using this PFDD framework. It's pretty simple. PFDD stands for pains, fears, dreams, and desires. And this helps you zero in on your target customer and the things they most care about. It's important to remember to be specific here. If you are talking to everyone, that means you're talking to no one. So narrow and focused is the goal here. You want to get really clear about who your target customer is and what pains, fears, desires, and dreams they face. A few ways of doing this. One is to think about your unique strengths as an agent and who those strengths best serve. And I would write that out. I would just brainstorm some ideas. What are you uniquely good at? And then who can you help with those unique strengths? Think about the types of clients you've worked with in the past. What do they have in common? What type of client do you typically tend to work with? And then most importantly, think about a market segment that is growing in size and buying power. So let's talk about a couple of examples of what that actually looks like. Let's say you have identified professional athletes based in Los Angeles as your ideal target client. Some of the pains and fears they face might be, should I buy a home in the city I'm playing for? Will I be home enough to enjoy this investment given that I'm traveling home? Does buying a home make sense based on the current stage of my athletic career? So will I have to change teams and move again very soon? Some of the dreams and desires they have might be privacy, security, prestige, customization, you name it. Another example are divorced sellers in the Atlanta area. Some of the pains and fears they face might be, how is the money divided? Are there any special laws I need to be aware of? Some financial pressures, some legal pressures. And some of the dreams and desires might be equitable distribution or a quick and seamless selling process. The most important thing here is to actually document this. So to write these things out. I do this myself. I keep a running document whenever I speak to our clients and learn something new, something they care about, a question they have. I keep track of that because it's a great source of ideas for content, social media posts, etc. If you don't know where to start, if you are not clear yet on what your ideal customers most care about, you can also just interview your past clients, grab coffee with them, ask them these questions, and develop your content from there. All right, step 2 is creating your offer. And the thing to keep in mind here is this offer is just the value that you're exchanging to get contact information from your target market. And it's used in your marketing campaigns to drive leads for your business and is often an overlooked part of an agent's marketing strategy. So I see a lot of agents getting this wrong. They're generating traffic, but they don't have a compelling specific offer, and that's why the traffic is not converting into leads. An offer is not I can help you buy or sell, call me, right? This is way too broad. Every agent is saying this, and it traps you into being a commodity. So instead, reference the ICP document you've created and take a good look at your ideal client's pains and fears. We're starting with the pains and fears because there's an important psychological rule to remember, which is the fear of loss is typically greater than the desire for gain. So content that speaks to pain points and fears usually tends to perform best. Then ask yourself, what resource or content can I create that helps them solve their pain or allay their fears? So going back to this earlier example of divorcing sellers in the Atlanta area, the pains and fears that we identified were, how is the money divided? What are special laws that I need to know about? Any financial pressures, any legal pressures? And so from there, it's very simple to create your offer. Just invert their fears and pains into content that answers their questions. In this case, you might decide to create a guide that walks through the top 10 common mistakes divorced sellers make, or promote a one-on-one free consultation where they can ask all of their questions about selling their home and going through a divorce. So as you can see, this offer is very tailored to this very specific target customer, and that's why it will perform much better in your marketing. And when you drive traffic to this, you tend to get a much higher conversion of people who actually reach out and connect with you. The last step then is to make sure that your messaging across all of your different marketing channels, so your website, your social profiles, your email, your ads, is all aligned to this ICP and to the offer that you've created. So your website copy, your ads, your blogs, all should speak to the specific offer. In our example, this may look like, the website copy may look like this or read like this. I help sellers in the Atlanta area who are going through a divorce. I have a process that helps keep everyone moving forward and avoids conflict. Right? This is very specific. Someone who is in that target market, who comes across this website copy on a landing page, is going to feel like you really understand their needs and their pain points. And if they're looking at a number of agents in the area, you're going to stand out as the agent who best understands their specific needs, right? So this is what I mean by being very specific and speaking to very specific pain points of your target audience. Okay, so let's go over some specific tactics for actually getting that traffic and getting the right people to see the offer and the messaging that you've created. There are two ways you can generate more visibility. The first is organic. This is where you pay with your time and energy. The second is paid. This is where you pay with your money. So let's talk about each one. You can start with one, but you eventually need both to run a sustainable business that generates business consistently from your digital marketing efforts. It's very, very hard, and I'd say impossible, to scale a business using digital marketing if you're only focused on one channel and only doing one thing. The reason is simply that most consumers, when they're considering you, there's several touch points needed before they decide to reach out. So they may look at your social profile to get to know you better. They may read a blog post to learn how you think about and the market. They may read your about page on your website to learn more. And then finally, they end up reaching out. Maybe they see an ad on Facebook. So it's really this combination of several touch points across several channels that yields the best results. So let's dive into the pros and cons of both organic and paid. Paid traffic has a number of advantages. The first one is that you can see results immediately. You can turn it on and you'll start seeing traffic from your target audience. Both Facebook and Google have very intelligent platforms with a lot of data that allows you to target the right customers or the right audience with your ads and bring them to your site. It's also easier to scale, meaning you can increase your ad spend and know that you're going to generate more traffic and therefore more leads. Now, the disadvantages of paid traffic are that when you stop paying, when you stop your campaigns, you will stop generating traffic. So it is pay for play. And it can be tricky to get right. It's not rocket science, so anyone can learn it, but there are a lot of variables at play, from the creative you use for your ads, to the headlines, to the description, to the call to action, to the design of your landing page, to the placement of buttons, to where you and how you present your offer. There's a lot of nuance to it, and it takes a lot of expertise to get that right and to maximize both the performance of your ad and the performance of your landing page when you're capturing those leads. We actually have a blog post on our website on some well-designed and high-performing ad campaigns that we've run for clients that you can take a look at. It's called the Best Real Estate Facebook Ads, and I'll share the link with the follow-up email in the recording of this presentation afterwards, so you can take a look at some examples. All right, some of our favorite channels or tactics. Google Ads are great for low volume, higher quality leads, and they tend to be more expensive. And the reason is that when you're advertising on Google, you're getting in front of people who have high intent, meaning they're in the search process, right? They are already looking for homes for sale, or for real estate agents near me, or for luxury homes. And because of that, they tend to be higher quality, and more people are competing to reach them, and therefore it's more expensive. Facebook and Instagram ads tend to generate a higher volume of lower intent leads. The reason is that you're disrupting someone's scrolling experience, and they may not be in the market searching at all, right? So you're reaching someone who might not be looking to buy or sell today, but they could be in the coming years. And so it's really important that if you're generating Facebook and Instagram leads, that you have a process for nurturing them over time. So add them to your database, and then nurture them with newsletters, market updates, to stay top of mind. So when they're ready to enter the market, you're the first person they think of. And then lastly, my favorite channel right now is YouTube ads. I think it's highly undervalued and underutilized. I don't see a lot of agents running great YouTube ads. So it's a bit of a blue ocean in that sense. And you can build your brand and visibility in your local area for relatively cheap, but you do need great video content in order to do this effectively. So these are the YouTube ads, or the ads you see before looking at a YouTube video, those pre-roll ads that you can click through after 5 seconds. You can advertise there and target people very specifically using the Google Ad Network. So some organic traffic tactics I want to talk about. So first, the advantages of organic traffic are that it's evergreen, meaning once you have, say, a blog post that ranks for a specific search term on Google, it will generate traffic for years, right? Once it's ranking, you're going to see some visitors come every single month. You don't have to pay every time someone clicks on that link or blog post. It's generally sustainable, meaning that despite algorithm changes or trends, your site will generally continue to generate traffic, provided that your content is high quality, which is what Google uses as the main indicator for SEO. It's important to know that it's no longer enough to do some simple on-page optimizations and get some backlinks in order to rank. The content really has to be high quality, and it has to be original in order to compete. Some disadvantages of organic traffic: you're not going to be able to see immediate results. It really takes time for any type of content to rank on Google, typically months, sometimes even years. We generally say for great blog posts, you should start seeing some rankings after 6 months, and you should start seeing meaningful traffic from it after 12 months at the latest. But it's very much a slow and steady process. And then you don't have the targeting options that paid traffic offers, right? So you can write the blog post, and you can, of course, have a specific topic that you talk about and a headline, and target specific keywords with the type of content that you're covering. But it's ultimately up to Google to decide what keyword that blog post will rank for. And so it's less specific, and you have less control over who ultimately ends up reading the blog post and what the quality of that traffic is. And then lastly, I mentioned this, the longer time frame for seeing progress. And it's usually a pretty significant investment upfront, and the ROI happens over the course of several months and years. And so it's much more of a long-term play. So for organic SEO, two things I'll highlight that you can start doing. One is writing blog content regularly, and a great source for coming up with ideas for these blog topics is questions that your clients are asking you. Keep a running list of those questions, and then write blog posts for your website that answer those questions. These can be things like, what are property taxes in the areas? What are regulations for building? Very specific things that someone might search for in Google tend to make for great blog posts that have a good chance of ranking because the competition is low and you really have unique expertise for your local market. So ask your clients or keep track of what your clients are asking. That can be a great source for blog topics. And then the second thing you can do is get backlinks from partners, local partners that you're already working with. Backlinks are links on someone else's website that point to your website, and Google sees it as a positive ranking signal if another website trusts your website enough to link to it. And you could get these from the home inspectors you're referring to, or local businesses or local restaurants, really anyone you have a relationship with. If they create a partner page and they link to you or write a blog post and link to you, it will really help you build what's called domain authority, which is a ranking factor for Google and helps your website rank more highly. The bottom line is you're going to either invest your time or your money to capture attention in today's market. So today we discussed how to position yourself to generate attention from buyers and sellers in your target market. We talked about some of the strategies that we've used to help agents grow their business. And we went through the 3 steps: defining your client profile, creating your offer, and generating traffic for that offer to convert that into leads. I will stop here, and I think we have a little bit of time to actually take some questions. And feel free to post them in the chat if you'd like, or ask them out loud. So one question here is, what does the cost tend to run for the SEO and blog posting? So a very basic SEO plan without content marketing with us would start at about $450 a month. And then if you would like us to produce SEO content for you, we have plans starting at $1,200 a month. That's the preferred pricing we provide to Compass agents. And that includes several long-form SEO blog posts every quarter, and these are typically 1,500 words or more. So what we found is these long-form deep dives tend to rank most highly, and so we produce those on your behalf. Our writers do, and then we publish them regularly, and over time you start seeing those rank. Another question here: can we target our needs and strategize best use for dollars for what we need? Yeah, so we get this question quite a lot of, if you're starting out, where should you invest? And it really depends on your time frame. If you are patient and you're thinking long-term, I recommend SEO, and I recommend a strong content marketing strategy and producing blog posts that are high quality long form that can rank, and then creating social posts where you are talking about the specific topics that you're answering in your blog posts. That strategy tends to work, have the highest ROI long-term. If you are looking for additional leads very quickly, paid ads is definitely the way to go. It's just much more, it's much faster. And let's say you have a listing and you need to generate buyer leads. to keep the seller happy or to try and sell the listing, ads tend to be the way to go for in that type of situation. But yes, ideally over time, you're working up to have a system that does both, where you're running some paid ads, where you're running some retargeting ads, and you're also putting out content regularly, both on your blog and your social channels. I need a website designed. What is the cost of getting that done? So pricing starts at a $500 setup and $180 a month. Again, preferred pricing for Compass. That's for our lowest price plan, and then ranges up from there. We have 4 different plans. Our largest plan covers all of these different marketing channels. We take care of all of that for you. This lowest plan I mentioned just has the website where we design it for you. We work with one of our implementation managers to get it launched. If you would like to learn more, you can head over to our website, luxurypresence.com, and click the Get Started button, fill out the form, and someone from our sales team is going to reach out. Or you can shoot me an email, Malte@luxurypresence.com, and I will get you connected with the right person on my team to set up a demo and video call where we can walk you through our offering. Yeah, the question here, if you're starting from scratch and you're building from the ground up, where do I begin? Where do you begin? Again, I would begin with your blog and social posts. I would do those 2 things. And if you're working with a more limited budget, those are things you can absolutely learn how to do well yourself. I would regularly post to your blog, and I would create video content for social media that covers those same topics that you're talking about on your blog, and then I would link back to the blog post. That's the first thing I would recommend if someone is working with a limited budget and wants to just get something started. And then, yeah, I would add, over time, I would add Google ads, or if you have great video content, I would actually add YouTube ads and retarget the people that have come to your website with YouTube ads to stay in front of them. All right. Well, thank you everyone for the great questions and your time. Really appreciate it. Again, Malte, M-A-L-T-E @luxurypresence.com. It's my email. If you have any questions, just email me. If you need any help or want to connect with someone on my team, feel free to reach out. I'm going to follow up again with this presentation and more information and a couple links to the blog post I mentioned earlier, so you can take a look at that as well. Have a great day. Good to see you. Thank you.